What's up, guys? Another episode of Off the Post Opinion Pieces. I'm doing an opinion piece today on something that I guess I don't know, I've been thinking about it for some time. Just haven't had time since there's so much other stuff going on the channel. It's about supporter groups. So there's an article I'm going to talk about a little bit because it hit a lot of points that I liked that I agreed with. That I'm going to talk about personally how I feel about it. So I guess I would just flat out say my opinion pretty much is more people should get behind supporter groups because I feel like they have a lot to offer. The people are amazing, and there's a ton of other stuff I'll get a hit on. But the article, you've all probably read it before. It's about the passion and purpose of supporter groups. A lot of people, a lot of different supporters actually talked in the article. Megan Wesson of DC Spirit Squadron, she talked about like this, how she said being a supporter of, they say being a supporter of women's soccer is already difficult. And I agree with that because a lot of people I know always find it interesting for me when I tell them about like, oh, I'm doing something. I do a lot of show from women's soccer, and they're just like, oh, I didn't know they actually have pro teams and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, they do. And then I'll tell them more just about like, I'll teach them, and then they'll get interested at least, or they'll take interest in it because they never knew about it really. And I've noticed that. So that's always interesting. But it says here, being a supporter of women's soccer is difficult most of the time, and being a supporter of club level women's soccer can be even harder, which I was just talking about. Struggle with that is not everyone knows there is a professional women's league. That is a big deal. I've taught more people about that in my time over the last year and a half than I thought I ever would, especially just being part of the show. I feel like I'm always an ambassador, so to speak, when it comes to just being out there speaking on women's soccer about the league and about the players and stuff like that. And by doing that, other friends, like even friends that are into just the male soccer, because I have a few friends that are just in the EPL, I've taught them more about the league. So that's probably like, shot their interest up a ton as well. Another thing was said by Jen Mueller, who I know from Cloud9. Supporter culture isn't as established in women's soccer as it is on the men's side. That's true too. Many casual fans don't quite know what to make of it. That's very true. And it even goes to mention this article. The funny part of sometimes you'll see when you're with the supporter groups, you're clapping and singing as naturally as you do with any supporter group. Just like I understand that as being part of normal culture, how the supporter group's supposed to do that. And then you'll see if a guy or something get up and walk away, or see some people get up and walk away. And it's so weird to me because I'm so used to sing, or just the idea that everyone in the crowd should be singing, everyone should be up with it when the song's going. And then you just have this little section that actually I feel like gets it, and then everyone else is, maybe they're coming there, as they would say, people, the argument is, well, I don't come there for all that. I come there just to watch a soccer game. Well, this is part of that football culture. This is a part of the game. You have to know that this is going to be there. And if you sit by it, then, you either deal with it or you can get up and move it as you do. But this is a part of everything else that's involved with just what's happening on the field. So another part of this article actually from Danielle Russell, who we all know from Off the Post, and Casey Blue Crew. She said, hopeful that teams will market games more, like come see Shea Groom and Mandy Laddish take on the Pride rather than come see Becky Sarver. That's a big thing, too, because the issue is a lot of times that I have with it is that I think a lot of supporters have this issue where you'll see people, almost fans of every team, are cheering for players and other teams because they like that player. And then it kind of messes them up because then other fans will look at them, or, are others or supporters of one team that are like supporters that really get behind that team will look at these fans and say, well, do you understand if sort of, you can like a player, but when they're playing for their club, you dislike that club and that player, and then so forth. You support your club and your players. But it's like they don't get that sometimes. So look at it like, well, oh, they're a national team, because it's like for us, national team is up here. And then, the club level, because of how the national teams have been built up over the years, winning and everything naturally. We've seen them. We know more about them. And then with all the issues with some of these leagues just not, surviving and all that, naturally the support will be behind the national teamers, because that's what I learned first. I didn't even know about that there was other leagues really that tried and failed. I knew the national teamers first. That was my first thing to draw me to women's soccer. So I can understand that. But then once you get to club level, it's a mindset you have to teach. But it was a good article. I agree with those concepts. I would love it definitely if like they would start promoting other players. Cause I was thinking about that actually not too long ago. It would be nice to see someone like come up and see, I don't know, let me think of some top of my head, Erica Skrosky or someone, or Simon come see like them someone like that. I'm just thinking like a random player. I can't think of naturally national teamers popping in my head, or even like someone like, oh, come see Sam Kerr at Sky Blue. You can just think of it. Come see someone like Sarah Killian. She's not actual national team or played in the youth, but how many have played in the youth? Come see her in Sky Blue play against Mandy Laddish and FC Kansas City. So something like that would be nice, because then it would get these players out there and promote them as well and get them out there on a bigger stage. But what I want to talk about is just supporter culture and why people should get behind it. Supporter culture there's three things. I think it was three things, if not, sorry, that I say why you should get behind supporter culture, because they fuel. A lot of people are like, I don't like these things anyway that I know. One, I'll start with the first thing. It's a party culture. They get out there and have a good time. It's just people having fun before games. Yeah, if you're into the tailgating, you'll like that and enjoy that. You're having a good time. At the games, you can yell and just chill and hang out with people that are about your age. That's a good time. After the game, people talk a little bit afterwards and just relax for a bit. And then everyone goes, it might go to separate ways or it might go hang out. It depends. I don't know what every supporter group does or what everyone does after the game. But then you can hang out with some people your age and make some good friends. Two, if you're big into football, then you have people that you can talk about it all the time. Because I've noticed when I've interacted with supporters, especially doing this show, a lot of them want to talk to me about the tactical stuff. And I'm kind of just there like, I really don't want to talk about it. I want to relax. But I can understand it, because you finally get to be around people. You can find those people in the support group that really are about the tactical or just like what's going on the field. And they want to see that and talk about that. And then and that's cool, because I don't know where you live at, unless you live in Portland, Seattle, or some just soccer-rich area. It's not a real football-rich area where I live at, so it's like you don't get that. So when I get to get around supporters, I can choose to partake in that. But usually when I'm chilling around supporters, I'm on vacation, so to speak. So I try to chill out. And that was another thing I got to witness from Cloud9 being with them. A lot of people under center football understand the way it is. They're real football knowledgeable supporter group. Like they just understand it so well. Just listen to them talk about it and all the things going on. Not just the women's game and the men's game. They know their stuff pretty well. So it's really good with that. And I enjoyed interacting with a lot of their supporters of Cloud9 because of that. And then I'd say just number three, I guess more so, if I can remember number three. You just get it's a fun environment to be out around. You get to, if you're into the culture of just supporter groups, or always want to be part of a supporter groups culture, the singing, being out there, enjoying yourself watching, a sport you like, and like you get a taste of it. It's a small taste of it. Like it's not like you'll get, like you say, if like going to Old Trafford or something like that, always, United reference, but you get a taste of what it's like. And I feel like if you like one of those things, that doing the singing and clapping part of it just adds to it really, and it'd be more fun. I just feel like more people should get behind it, because it's one of those things where it's so fun to me to be part of support groups, and they're singing and going at the other team and going at the other supporters and getting behind your club because you're really behind it. If 2,000 people come out, then I'm sure there's like 20 more people out there, compared to whatever the support group has now, that wouldn't mind doing that. Maybe it's shyness, maybe it's other things that might be stopping you, holding you back, but I feel like you're missing out, because there's the good people of Cloud9 and Spirit Squadron that I interact with every time. They're such nice and friendly people. You will make new friends that are into something that you like if you're really into it. Now I can understand the parents that are moving away, and when they are by the supporter groups and stuff like that, or a bunch of little kids aren't going to join supporter groups. Maybe when they get older, they'll start to see how supporter group culture is and try to get behind that, because they'll see like, hey, these people are really into something I like, or these people seem like they're having a good time up there. Why are they having such a good time just singing little random songs? And I think just a lot of the times, just like the other people don't get it. If you're not into the football culture as big as some of us, for me, it's like I feel like you have to be right there behind it, because it helps the team. It drives them on. The teams love it when you're singing the player's name. Well, a player loves it when you're singing their name, because they know that they have something to probably motivate them a bit more. If you're not singing their name, they're probably sitting on the bench or not doing much. So they want you to be singing their names, supporting them. But yeah, just interacting with Cloud9 Spirit Squadron in particular, and even Chicago, when I interacted with them, they're just supporter groups that seem like they get it. They try their hardest to get behind, get people behind it. And like I said, you're missing out on just good people, because everyone I've interacted with Cloud9 was so friendly and nice to me and just so welcoming. They want you to come and join them, and because they're all football mind people, and they just, just overall good people. And with Spirit Squadron too, they'll just walk to you and talk to you. Hey, how's it going? You can just walk over there and interact with them. yeah, okay, it might be weird for you at first, or you might not be a real talkative person. Well, at games, you're not too talkative, but they'll just come and talk to you. And then and if you especially, get involved with the social media and stuff, you can interact with them, you'll just say, hey, oh, yeah, I know you, blah, 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 blah. So it's just a good thing that I think you get behind. So I believe more people should get behind these supporter groups, Cloud9, Spirit Squadron. I think they should be big, definitely should be, as women's soccer gets bigger, they'll get bigger. But right now, more people should really start be looking into trying to get behind them. And I know it'll take time. Maybe when the crowd starts to get bigger, and naturally, if you start getting crowds like Orlando or Portland, you'll have bigger supporter groups. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. But I'm hoping that along with that, people do get behind the supporter group, and the supporter groups aren't falling behind or looked at where people getting annoyed because you're hearing drums and stuff. It's just like you have to, we're teaching you, you're learning more about the culture of how football culture is. Well, then if you're going, by going to games, I could say you're learning more about how the culture is, because you might never have heard of support groups even before, or you're just taking your little daughter or son to a female soccer game because she likes soccer. Well, you're learning about support groups, so hopefully you start to accept them, and then maybe that young kid or someone else that you bring to the game, or even yourself, might want to get behind them and join them. So that's all I had to say. You're missing out on something amazing. If I repeated that 1,000 times. But other than that, just check out our show Monday, May 9th, I think it is. I don't know the date. Who cares? Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. All supposed to be back. Check out some of our other content, the grassroots content and stuff. Yeah, it's promotion time, so you can cut off if you want to now. Grassroots, that Spirit fan, which shows a lot of supporter groups. That's why I love that, and I'm glad Jen is doing it, and I'm going to keep pushing that, and I'm going to keep pushing the grassroots, because these are all things that real supporters can get behind and follow, because a lot of the grassroots players, they say, can come up into the NWSL, and if you follow them from I guess their early infancy of their career, then you can follow them now into the NWSL and really appreciate them. But that's it for my opinion piece. Tell me what you think about supporter culture or whatnot, and take care.